Let's imagine a situation many foreign invested companies face. Your company received funding from a foreign shareholder, originally structured as a loan. Now, instead of repaying that loan in cash, both sides agree that it makes more sense to convert it into equity. In other words, turning debt into ownership. On the surface, that sounds simple, but in Vietnam, converting a foreign loan into capital contribution or shares is not just an accounting adjustment or an internal agreement between parties. It's a regulated legal process, and if that process isn't followed correctly, the conversion may not be accepted, or may not be fully recognized under Vietnamese law. In this video, we'll walk you through how to legally convert a foreign loan into equity or shares in Vietnam, step by step, and explain what needs to be done to make the conversion valid and compliant. Before getting into the process, let's talk about why companies choose this route. There are several practical and strategic reasons. Some companies want to reduce debt pressure and improve their financial ratios. Others want to formalize long-term shareholder investment instead of keeping it as a repayable loan. In some cases, conversion helps meet charter capital requirements or avoids the need for cash repayment. When done properly, converting a loan into equity can align the interests of shareholders and the business, turning a financial obligation into a long-term ownership stake. But in Vietnam, this only works if the conversion is handled through the correct legal framework. So which foreign loans are eligible for conversion? In practice, conversion is generally possible when the loan comes from an existing foreign shareholder or investor, has clear disbursement records, and, most importantly, has been properly registered with the authorities where registration was required. This last point is critical. Foreign loans that were never registered, or were incorrectly registered, generally cannot be converted into capital in a legally compliant way. That's why the first question to ask is always the same: was the foreign loan properly registered from the beginning? If not, that issue usually needs to be resolved before any conversion can take place. Let's walk through how a typical loan to equity conversion works in Vietnam. The process usually starts with internal approvals. The company will need a resolution from the members' council, board of directors, or shareholders approving the conversion. Next, the loan agreement needs to be amended, or a separate conversion agreement needs to be signed, clearly stating that part or all of the outstanding loan will be converted into equity. From there, the company must update its charter capital and ownership structure, which typically requires filings with the Investment Licensing Authority to amend the Investment Registration Certificate and, where applicable, the Business Registration Certificate. At the same time, the conversion must be declared to the State Bank of Vietnam, especially if the original foreign loan was registered. Finally, the company updates its capital contribution records or issues new shares to reflect the change from debt to equity. Each step needs to be carefully coordinated to ensure the conversion is recognized across investment, enterprise, and foreign exchange regulations. Because this is a multi-layered process, documentation plays a central role. Key documents typically include the original loan agreement and registration confirmation, the loan amendment or conversion agreement, shareholder or board resolutions, the updated company charter, amended IRC or ERC, capital contribution confirmation documents, and official notifications to banks and authorities. All documents must be consistent in terms of amounts, timing, and ownership percentages, and properly translated where required. Any inconsistency can delay approval or lead to questions from the authorities. There are a few common pitfalls we see in practice. Some companies attempt to convert unregistered foreign loans. Others complete the conversion internally but fail to notify the state bank or licensing authorities. In some cases, shares are issued before the legal approvals are finalized. These missteps often lead to rejected filings, compliance delays, or the need to unwind transactions after the fact. At LTS Law Firm, we regularly assist foreign invested companies with converting foreign loans into capital or shares in Vietnam. Our team reviews loan eligibility, prepares or amends loan and conversion agreements, drafts internal resolutions, coordinates filings with both investment and banking authorities, and ensures all steps are completed in the correct sequence. Just as importantly, we manage the process in a way that minimizes disruption to your business operations. If your company is considering converting a foreign loan into capital, or has already agreed to do so, it's essential to follow the legal roadmap carefully. Contact LTS Law Firm for clear, practical guidance on loan to equity conversion in Vietnam. We'll walk you through the process, handle the filings, and make sure the conversion is fully compliant and properly recognized. Visit www.lts.com.vn or reach out to our legal team for a consultation. Turning debt into equity can be a smart strategic move, but only when it's done the right way.